Hello, welcome aboard the ship. We're underway here under sail, just off where the SS Atlantic ran aground 150 years ago. So we're here to help the community commemorate the lives lost and the heroism shown by the locals to save as many as they did. One of the parts of today that we're quite proud of is the Navigating Futures program, where local children from the local school have each made a flag, and those flags are all flying on the ship today, again to help commemorate the loss of the SS Atlantic. The trip up here wasn't too bad. It was a bit lumpy. We were hoping to carry topsails, but the seas were too much for that, so we sailed under 4 lowers, managed to sail past Peggy's Cove, bit into St. Margaret's Bay, and then came down along the coast here and arrived in Terence Bay just after supper time. So nice, we carried our sails into the bay and rounded up and took down sail off the wharf. And nice crowd of boats and a nice crowd on the wharf there to greet us, which we always appreciate. The coastline here from St. Margaret's Bay around into Halifax is quite tricky. I can't imagine doing it with just compass and steam power. It must have been quite a thing. It's difficult enough these days with GPS and all the tricks of the trade that we have. Anyway, we're on our way back in now to Terence Bay, and we'll partake in the blessing of the fleet, and then we'll tie up and open house and welcome the public aboard. Love going into small communities like Terence Bay because the fishing history is very close. There's some wonderful archival photos of Terence Bay with old schooners in the foreground, and so I'd encourage you to come out to Terence Bay and to see the museum and see some of Nova Scotia's coastline. Hi everybody, Bluenose 2 is back in Lunenburg. Just arrived 15 or 20 minutes ago to a big crowd on the wharf. In fact, all the wharfs along the waterfront here. Lots of people here to welcome the ship in, which is good. We had a grand entrance today. We carried our topsails under full sail, ships under full sail, from the other side of Cross Island in past the ovens, and just took them down just as we started to come around Battery Point. So I think from the waterfront here is probably a good view of the ship under full sail. If you look above me on the main spreaders there, you can see the topsail crew are aloft, putting away the topsails. Putting the ship under sail is a lot of work. Cleaning it up is even more. There's lots of canvas to be stowed and furled, and we never know when we're going to raise it again, and we never know what the weather's going to be between now and then. So it's always stowed 100%, ready to withstand a gale. So the fisherman's been furled, the 4 lowers have been furled. Yeah, there's lots of work. Being under topsails is lots of work. Last 3 days we've been had the ship under full sail. We've been moving. We started off in Terence Bay for the 150th anniversary of the SS Atlantic, and then we moved around to anchor in Mahone Bay, to my hometown. So that's a great place for me to sail. I remember being a young fella sailing dinghies around Mahone Bay. And then have been out through Tankhooks and across the top of Chester and into Western Shore and down along Sac Peninsula and anchored in Sunnybrook last night. The crew were invited ashore at the Lunenburg Yacht Club to have some hospitality there, which was lovely. And then this morning we heaved up anchor just as the Lunenburg Yacht Club Sail Fest was getting underway, and there were dozens and dozens of small dinghies, maybe future captains of Bluenose 2, sailing out, getting ready to have a regatta there. So light winds this morning, southeast, blowing right in the bay there. So we motored out to sea and then got the ship under sail just after lunch, and took us about 3 hours to sail in here. So all in all, a great couple of days. Good to be away and stretch our legs a bit and do something different. And tomorrow we'll start back at the harbour cruises, and we'll welcome people aboard on the deck and take people out sailing with us.